What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NBA prediction video on free agent Dillon Brooks. I believe he'll be signing with the Houston Rockets this offseason. Then let's discuss why so. The often joked upon the laughingstock of the NBA the last couple months, well, at least 2 months ago. I think Dillon Brooks might be one of the most valuable free agents this offseason. Outside of the star and superstar players like Kyrie, Chris Middleton, Fred VanVleet, all those guys being gone. I think the first one on that list might be Dillon Brooks. The NBA covets 3-and-D wings, and Dillon Brooks is that. I know the Lakers series, he definitely struggled. He struggled mightily versus LeBron and the Lakers. But, I think the Houston Rockets probably is the best spot for him. I love the Dallas Mavericks also, but I think the Rockets might win out. They have so much money, and they had that need. Ime Udoka, changed the need or changed the Boston Celtics defense in one season. Super aggressive, super on point. I think he does the same thing with this super young team in the Houston Rockets. Led by Jalen Green, who's the vet right now. He's like going on his third year, but he's the veteran on this team, honestly. So I think for being a coach, you have to change the culture. You have to show them the winning ways of defense. You have to bring in guys like Dillon Brooks. You have to bring in guys who I did a video on a couple days ago on Brook Lopez. 35 years old, made first team all defense last year. I think he'll be coveted by the Rockets. And the rumor is the Rockets are trying to get him away from the Bucks. I think it's possible. I did a discussion video on it a couple days ago. I turned a discussion midway through the video into a prediction. I think he's going to go there also. Money talks. Money talks, and the Houston Rockets have a big need for defense. And I think pairing Brook Lopez up with Dillon Brooks, or you could do Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet also. This team does need a true point guard too. So maybe you can get all three, maybe not. Those kind of tough. Because Fred VanVleet might get about 30 million. And also reportedly Dillon Brooks wants more than the non-tax player mid-level exception, which is around 12.4 million. He wants around 13 and 15 probably, and I think he's worth it. A good 1 year deal, maybe 2 year deal for 13 per year isn't bad. I think he is worth it, as I said, and we've seen guys get 1 year 13 million, 1 year 15. So it's not out the realm of possibility. And Brooks, I think, is worth it. As soon as the Grizzlies put out that flyer from which reporter said it after they lost to the Lakers and said basically they don't want to do nothing. They had nothing they won't have. I can't even say daggone sentence. They don't want nothing to do with Dillon Brooks basically after they lost to the Lakers, right? As soon as that happened, not even an hour later, I did a video discussing his top landing spots. And I had a bunch of teams. I had the Warriors, I had the Lakers, I had the Mavericks, Rockets, all the contenders and all the teams with a lot of money should be looking at a guy like Dillon Brooks to help change the culture, to help shore up their perimeter spot. And like I said, he's not the best defensive guy. I did a prediction video also last year around the trade deadline time, the Grizzlies to try to get Mikal Bridges or to try to get OG from Toronto. It didn't happen, but the rumor is Memphis did put up around 3 first-round picks and Dillon. I forgot for which player, but there was a rumor they did actually try. It just didn't happen. So they knew what their weakness was. I knew what it was too. And Brooks, he was the odd man now. He was a weak point for me. He's not a lockdown guy per se, but he's more of a pest. But he definitely stays in front of you. The pest is a little low on the totem pole. He's more than a pest. But if you would just put a accurate or close to accurate description on his defense, he's a pest kind of sort of, but he's a little more than that. Same as Pat Beverly. We call him a pest, but he's more than that. He does have lockdown moments. He gives you tough D, stays in front of you. Plays with your mental and bumps you physically. So he's more than a pest, but that's the easiest way to really the lazy way and the easy way to kind of really put it. But he's more than that. Him and Beverly and Brooks, they give you kind of the same feel. I call him the bigger Beverly. Beverly was 6'2", 6'3". Brooks, was 6'6", 6'7". So they're really to me kind of the same player. Kind of had the same struggles, and the same strengths too. So but I really think Dillon Brooks to me, as I said, one of the top guys this offseason. Winning teams should try to look to add. I really thought, it would be ironic with his and Draymond back and forth last season that the Warriors try to get him, but with him wanting so much money, that might not be the case. So it does take some teams out of consideration. I definitely thought maybe if the Grizzlies didn't want him and the way he, just the way everything happened last year, I thought there was a small chance that the teams might back off on him. He could get like a 1 year $4 million, 1 year $5 million, but it seems like teams do want him. It seems like he's gonna get some decent money. So 13 to 15 million is my range for him. I think the Rockets should pay that, and he'll slide right into that small forward spot just for a year or two. Over the new number 4 overall draft pick Thompson. He'll slide right in there after a couple years of the development, getting his shot better, stuff like that. But yeah, you have him. You have Jalen Green, who should take a jump to close, fringe stardom. Jabari Smith, we'll see on him. Sangoon. So you can add maybe a Fred VanVleet to that, and/or a Brook Lopez plus Brooks. That Rockets team is deep. They're still pretty young outside of the veterans they add, Fred, Brook, and Brooks. Brook Lopez and Dillon Brooks. They'll still be pretty young, so that's not bad there. And Jalen Green will take most of the scoring punch. You don't need Brooks to score. You don't need Brook Lopez to score either. You get Fred give you his normal 20. Jalen Green give you 20 plus. Brooks give you 12 to 15. Brook Lopez around the same 10 to 13, 10 to 15, whatever. That's not bad. You still got guys, Josh Christopher, Kenyon Martin Jr. for right now, Jabari Smith Jr. So there's a lot of guys on this team that have potential, but I need I think a little influx of veteran and the defensive two-way style players will do this team pretty good. And I think Dillon Brooks and Brook Lopez are the way to go. Fred VanVleet, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, because if you can get some good scoring punch from someone else, like Kevin Porter Jr., then you don't really need Fred VanVleet. Kevin Porter Jr. was thrown to the point guard spot last year. He played okay, but I wouldn't mind seeing, a guy like Fred in there also. In the Fred spots, I'll do a video on Fred later. I'm not gonna do it now, but I don't know where he's gonna go. He might gotta go back to Toronto. The market, I'm not sure where he could go now. Orlando, but they got the guy Anthony Black, so we'll see. I'll do a video on that later on. But as far as Dillon Brooks goes, I like Houston. I like Dallas. If I had to pick, and I'm picking now, prediction video, I'm going with Houston. So that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NBA prediction video on free agent Dillon Brooks. I believe he'll be signing with the Houston Rockets this offseason. Then let's discuss why so. The often joked upon the laughingstock of the NBA the last couple months, well, at least 2 months ago. I think Dillon Brooks might be one of the most valuable free agents this offseason. Outside of the star and superstar players like Kyrie, Chris Middleton, Fred VanVleet, all those guys being gone. I think the first one on that list might be Dillon Brooks. The NBA covets 3-and-D wings, and Dillon Brooks is that. I know the Lakers series, he's definitely struggled. He struggled mightily versus LeBron and the Lakers. But, I think the Houston Rockets probably is the best spot for him. I love the Dallas Mavericks also, but I think the Rockets might win out. They have so much money, and they have that need. Ime Udoka, changed the need or changed the Boston Celtics defense in one season. Super aggressive, super on point. I think he does the same thing with this super young team in the Houston Rockets. Led by Jalen Green, who's the vet right now. He's like going on his third year, but he's the veteran on this team, honestly. So I think for being a coach, you have to change the culture. You have to show them the winning ways of defense. You have to bring in guys like Dillon Brooks. You have to bring in guys who I did a video on a couple days ago on Brook Lopez. 35 years old, made first team all defense last year. I think he'll be coveted by the Rockets. And the rumor is the Rockets are trying to get him away from the Bucks. I think it's possible. I did a discussion video on it a couple days ago. I turned the discussion midway through the video into a prediction. I think he's going to go there also. Money talks. Money talks, and the Houston Rockets have a big need for defense. And I think pairing Brook Lopez up with Dillon Brooks, or you could do Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet also. This team does need a true point guard too. So maybe you can get all three, maybe not. Those kind of tough. Because Fred VanVleet might get about 30 million. And also reportedly Dillon Brooks wants more than the non-tax player mid-level exception, which is around 12.4 million. He wants around 13 or 15 probably, and I think he's worth it. A good 1 year deal, maybe 2 year deal for 13 per year isn't bad. I think he is worth it, as I said, and we've seen guys get 1 year 13 million, 1 year 15. So it's not out the realm of possibility. And Brooks, I think, is worth it. You know, um, as soon as the Grizzlies put out that flyer from which reporter said it after they lost to the Lakers and said basically they don't want to do nothing. They had nothing to. They won't have. I can't even say daggone sentence. They don't want nothing to do with Dillon Brooks basically after they lost to the Lakers, right? As soon as that happened, not even an hour later, I did a video discussing his top landing spots. And I had a bunch of teams. I had the Warriors, I had the Lakers, I had the Mavericks, Rockets, all the contenders and all the teams with a lot of money should be looking at a guy like Dillon Brooks to help change the culture, to help shore up their perimeter spot. And like I said, he's not the best defensive guy. I did a prediction video also last year around the trade deadline time, the Grizzlies to try to get Mikal Bridges or to try to get OG from Toronto. It didn't happen, but the rumor is Memphis did put up around 3 first-round picks and Dillon. I forgot for which player, but there was a rumor they did actually try. It just didn't happen. So they knew what their weakness was. I knew what it was too. And Brooks, he was the odd man now. He was a weak point for me. He's not a lockdown guy per se, but he's more of a pest. But he definitely stays in front of you. The pest is a little low on the totem pole. He's more than a pest. But if you would just put